Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. I'm going to start off by doing some comedy and then work my way into the freestyle rapping, which I don't know what I'll say. So DJ, cue up the beat ahead of time. This is the second time doing stand up. The first time I got a few chuckles, that's all I was going for. But I'd like to have my first bit be a physical demonstration of what I feel like ghosting is. This is going to be on the side profile. So what I'm doing is not an air guitar. This is a air microphone because it's not. It's in my hand. It's not. Moving right into what's relevant, I knew that ahead of time, and I already knew that we're in a special time where there's a nexus and a crux. So last time I talked about the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I don't think I really drilled in what it was all about, is that it's still here and it shouldn't be. It's leaning, should be out by now. The fact that it isn't, and we're all seeing it as renowned, is a joke on itself. But that aside, today's discussion that I'm bringing to the forefront would be stuff that isn't but already is. And that's twice as hard to understand as why I preferenced it as a crux of a nexus. AI. All right, so within AI is the future, but it's now because there's no time limit on it. It's literally a thing that isn't alive. And if anyone doesn't know what that means, here's a few examples of what I've experienced in my life. If you've never had the audacity to let ladies go first, then you're a bad person if you're a male. Okay, so here's the situation. I had ladies first my entire life. I'm gonna do the shirt. We'll go into shirts. I have three of them. Ideas for them. One would be ladies first, all day, every day, for life. Okay, but here's the situation. Was I let the lady go first? Okay, that's great. The second lady going the opposite direction, I let go first again. So it's literally ladies first. Okay, thanks. Haha, yeah, right. Still, one ladies come. Ladies first. Okay, so the second lady knew I had just taken literally one step with the ladies first, and it's already again. So she laughed at me on the second time, and I thought that was above and beyond. No, but if you've never seen the expression in the eyes, and you can tell in the eyes what's in real time. But no, the image in the eye of when your life is about to be taken. And if you've never seen this in a thing's eyes, is you've never seen a cow. Okay, so yeah, that's no vegetarians. Everyone tries to defame cows because vegetarianism is you try to just ignore cows entirely. But no, these cows, you've ever looked at a cow in the eye, they have an expression where it's they're about to go to the slaughterhouse. But no, I saw this expression, and that's when you know this expression in the eyes. The pit of the joke of the expression in the eyes. I've had a cornea scratch one time, and then I also have an eye floater. So there's a thing on the outside of your eye and then the inside of your eye, and they're both preferencing a cavity. So if your pupil isn't one, actually it is. If you don't know, your pupil is a hole in your eye that you use to absorb light that comes in, and it bombards your eye, and that's how you see. But when you're adding in what an eye floater is, it's literally a space behind your eye, but inside of it, where the there's a cord that snaps. And so you've never seen something without your optical nerve. A cord that snaps is the eye floater that's missing, so there's a vacant space. If you double that with a cornea getting scratched is on the outside of your eye, so together it's almost a hole, but it isn't one, aside from the pupil, which doubles from the blind spot in the back of your eye, is how you see. So all three together, it's not the nexus and the crux, it's actually a third degree, which is time. And something devoid of time is AI. But if you're trying to dovetail all three together, it's literally, if you've got three of the cornea scratched, the eye floater, and how you see is with your blind spot, aside from ladies first, is going to be almost a hole in your eye. So if latex, I wouldn't be thinking this far, but when someone says that latex gloves has holes in it, it's literally a thing that has micro holes, but your eyes shouldn't have holes in it. This is to scale to what AI is viewing your mortality as. And if this is an eye-opener for the first time that you heard it, it's not surprising, because in the future they're probably going to be laughing at this because no one is laughing right now. All right, so aerosols is something that is invisible to the naked eye. I fancy it as like a dog whistle. If you've never heard one, that's okay, you're not supposed to. But dogs hear dog whistles, and but things that are aerosol, they're real, but they're actually so small that you can't see with the naked eye. So it's no surprise that in Canada they've got brush fire. Here in America, it blows down, and this happened last year, so it is a thing that's on record. And I went outside, and there's just the smell of smoke, and that's what the forecast is. So it's almost equivalent to having a permanent brake on. If you've never thrown your bike, don't start doing it, because you're going to find out how gratifying it is. I've thrown my bike so many times that its back wheel is bent out of shape, and something that is bent out of shape is going to be pressed upon in a way that it wasn't supposed to be made for. This brake on my bike has accumulated so much stress because of this wheel that has been bent from me throwing on it, is that it's as if it's a permanent brake when it shouldn't be. It makes the system read. On a bike, it's gears. I only have one gear, but it acts as though it has more than one. Pop and crunch. If you know what changing a gear is on a bike, that crunch. My bike thinks that it's changing a gear every second pedal because the wheel is bent out of shape and the brake is on so much. That's when you know.
Hey, Austin, can we give you a backbeat?
You go into the freestyle.
Is it time for
when the host
freestyle?
knows, that's when you gotta go. Hit me, DJ, or if you don't, I'll acapella.
Acapella.
I'm still in the cut, though. Act like I'm not, but this is the Blueberg, and I'm on the show. Cut the camera, cause I ain't fold. This is the fourth bar, and you know I didn't been told. Already, y'all already know that it wasn't an elevated scene, because I'm on a stage that's already elevated out of the world.
So what really gets blood boiling of anyone are overdrafts. This I look at as like overages, and it can mean something so important. But what's more triggering is whenever I sit on a curb, people never like it. They ask me like, "Oh, I saw you on the ground. Did you have an accident? No, I'm sitting on the curb. I think it's because like with you get older and it looks bad, so there's only a few things that you can do. No, but for all intentional purposes, like the game of inches when it comes to the curb is like on private property too. And so like in consumer power, there's like so many things against the law that they can like ticket you to get overdraft fees, like $300 for speeding ticket nowadays. Everything's gone up a lot. So like with the sidewalk and then a private property, it's so important to know like the difference of the two. And so like literally, like if you're that much on, that's on school property, that's not on school property, even though the tire is over. So like, you know, this whole thing with over arcing, these are always like a lot that's underpinning. And but then it's like if you've got like the cop, he's patrolling that's on like private property. But like you can talk on the sidewalk if it isn't private property. It's just that like you can't know, did they check in with the company to say if they could be on it patrolling? And you don't know with what agenda they have, where a cop would be allowing them, or no, the owner of the company would be allowing them to be on the property looking out stuff. Maybe because they're getting a cut like with whatever the company's producing. And there's so many things within production. This is why within purchasing power, it's the processing power, which is underpinning everything. And I'm not against it. I'm just like saying when there's like really good things that people have made with their recipes and so good. And it's just like you can have sugar-free stuff, but then it's taking out of the ingredients of how they've accomplished processing. I'm looking at Kellogg's and M&M's sugar-free parts of these because people are becoming diabetic. And so it's not making fun of them, but it's just this whole thing with in processing and what it means in the future and in following what landmarks are outside of your body, but then when it's inside of the body being treated like it's land, owners of overages. This is a horse of a different color. And that someone with the processing power, you have to know the difference of the purchasing power, because customization's the name of the game, and there's always middlemen that are set up to get a better cut. And if the police are one of them, it's every time would be they have to ask the owner to be on their land. And so that maybe they're having these things behind closed doors with officers that you would scratch your head about when you see these firemen in their fire trucks going and grocery shopping like more than once a day. That's a joke on its face. And so would a lot of other things be, like going on a property with a tire halfway over and it's not even on it. I'm being charged with a plethora of things for no reason other than them protecting something behind a closed door that shouldn't have been, them as the middlemen. And police acting like they're liaisons to the company is also a scary sign because they shouldn't be.